Today you're going to need a piece of scrap paper for your warm-up, so pause the video and go and find one and then come back. Now that you're back, place your flat piece of paper down on the table. Start with your dominant hand, the one that you would usually write with. I'm going to start by scrunching your paper together into the smallest ball that you can. Then using only your dominant hand, you need to flatten it back out again. You can do it any way you like. Flip it, twirl it, I don't mind, try not to tear it. And spread that paper back out. Once you've done it on your dominant hand, try again on the other side. Today is our warm-up. We're going to practice a dollar sign. Begin over here. A dollar sign's a bit like a tall letter. We draw a letter S and strike through the letter S and strike through. Make sure you're leaving a space between each of your symbols here. Dollar sign, strike through. Dollar sign, and keep going till the end of the line. Today in your video, we're looking at the letters F and R, and I'll talk about them more when it's time to practice them. But I do want you to make sure that you remember that tall letters use the top part of the line and body letters use the middle parts in between those dotted lines. So that's some good remembering. Tall, right up to that top line, body in the middle. And the other thing you always should be remembering is your correct slope. So all your downstrokes will be leaning a little to the right. Tall letters, body letters, and slope. Next, we're going to have a look at the letter F. The letter F doesn't begin on the top line or the dotted line, just a little bit in between. We're going to do half a tunnel and then come down into our downstroke. Let's have a look. Half a tunnel and down. And you'll notice that my downstroke is on that lean that we've been practicing, using that good slope. And I lift my pencil and come back to cross. Beginning again, around and down and across. Around and down and across. Good, now's a really good time to check in that you're using your lines to keep a consistent size. Because if your letter F suddenly becomes too small, it's going to start to look like our next letter, the letter R. So it's really important that this letter F is a tall letter. If your half tunnel before your downstroke isn't obvious enough, then people might start to think you've drawn the letter T. So make sure it's a clear half tunnel leading down into your downstroke and a lifted pencil to cross. Later on, when you're learning to do your running writing, That might change a little as we add in our speed loops. But for now, this letter is just finishing straight down. Now, our letter F went in that anti-clockwise direction, and lots of the letters we've practiced so far have gone that way. Now I want you to reverse it, because our next letter is going in a clockwise direction. Let's have a look at the letter R. R is a body letter, so I'm starting at the top dotted line. I begin with my downstroke, and then I can't lift my pencil. Already you see I've made a mistake. So let's try again. I go down and straight back up. Now before I get to the top, I need to add in my half tunnel. Now I'm using a texture, it's sort of gone a bit fuzzy, but your pencil will be nice and sharp. So your line should be one straight line up and down. Down, up and over. Down, up and over. Now that's a good example there because I can see a little tiny wedge shape just in there, and that's what you're aiming for. We don't ever want our letters to look round. Well, not this letter. Oops. And I want to really make sure that that downstroke just looks like one line, even though I'm retracing my steps. Let's look one last time. Down, up and over. Keep going to the end of the line with your lowercase r. Today our sentence is going to be about a fluffy red robin. Let's begin with that word fluffy. We're using a lowercase f in this case just to practice. Starting in the middle of the dotted and solid line, and I'm up and down, crossing over. Moving on to my L with good slope. Letter U, 2 more F's. And finishing with a Y. Fluffy, red. Remember that E begins in the middle, goes up and around. Back to our letter D, which went around, up and down. Remembering if you're in stage 2 or 3, you can always sneak in some exit flicks. Fluffy, red, robin. A robin is a type of bird. So I imagine in my imagination that that little fluffy red robin would probably be a baby. R, around for O. B is a tall letter. I, make sure it's just a dot on top. And an N to finish. Fluffy red robin. You might be able to fit that twice on your line. Now, of course, it's time for our picture to finish, as long as you have enough time. Now, like always, I'm going to use 2 sets of lines to make my picture just a little bit easier to do. So I'm going to begin with the letter R. So down, up and over. From there, I'm going to add in the tail, and this half tunnel is going to become my tail, like so. So a little W shape at the back there. I either want to put on an extra leg and 2 little feet. And then at the top, I need his head. So let's go around, add a beak and a little face. That's it. And you can personalize that however you like. So beginning with the letter R, little wing. Maybe I might have a leg in front this time. Doesn't matter. Make it your own. Try some yourself.